Hey, it looks like we're live from Las Vegas. It's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I don't know. We're here, and sometimes you don't pay attention to what the days are when you're off traveling and you're down in Las Vegas. John Young with the Disc Jockey News here. Still up here on the north end, looking at hey there, True Music. Thank you for joining me. Looking at what has gone on here in day 2.5, 3 of Photobooth Expo, and some of the reports I get to hear from Mobile Beat today, because a lot of folks are making their way back and forth between Mobile Beat and Photobooth Expo. The exhibit hall for Photobooth Expo opened last night from 5 until 8, which I came to you guys with the video and talked a little bit about that. And then today it's been open from, I want to say 11 o'clock, and they just closed at 5. And then down Mobile Beat was open today. They opened their exhibit hall, so it's been kind of a busy day. Hey, David, thanks for joining here on this little live chat. If you guys can do a quick favor, I'm going to be on for a few minutes here. If you could share this, because most people don't know it exists, because this is only going out to our YouTube subscribers. So if you could grab the link, and I don't know how you would grab the link. I'm using the new YouTube camera capability on the MacBook Retina here, so it will kind of do things a little bit differently. So if you guys could do that for me, I'd sure appreciate it. Okay, a couple of highlights from today. I spent a lot of time at Photobooth Expo, getting a different feel for what's out there and what's kind of cool. And if you guys have been following me on Instagram, instagram.com/discjockeynews, you would have seen some of the things. The iPad photo booths are, of course, big. There's no question about it. A lot of companies are getting into those for the very first time, or they've been producing something and now they're really focusing on it. You can find at this show, you can get into a photo booth system of some sort. Now, this could be an iPad or it could be a tablet one. They start at $499. This is the cheapest one I saw today, all the way up to an iPad one that's in the $1,500, seems to be kind of the going range for an iPad booth system. And it can go, of course, up into some of the more expensive photo booths that are using DSLR, the computer and everything are getting into that several, not tens of thousands, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 range. One company that we did a video with today has a kiosk where you can actually go and get into putting it in, like, say if you had a resort in your town, and you could strike a deal where they could have that there, and people could go swipe their card and do a couple of pictures. I don't know how much it costs to how much are you charging somebody at a resort to take a picture of themselves? If you need a credit card swiper, that just seems kind of weird. But anyway, that was there. That's kind of a cool thing. So the photo booth, iPad photo booth, is definitely a big thing. Looked at a 360 system today, which is basically a motorized ring that's controlled by an app, and that would go spin around, and it had an iPad on it, and it would take pictures and do kind of a super slow-mo. What a cool effect that was. And you guys will get to see the video on that when we drop that after the show. Definitely like that one. The robotic, you guys got to see some of that from Atlanta Photo Booth. They've got a little robot that's remote control, and you can drive it around. The mobile thing, our friend Danny Brewer has a mobile ring that he has, and I don't remember the company that he's, because I know Danny. So anyway, Danny's got that, and we're going to be doing more things. We're going to be introducing, actually, you're going to see some changes in the DJ and TV programming come April. And what's going to happen, one of the things that's going to be happening is we're going to be running on Monday nights. We're going to be running our convention series. So it's the DJ and convention series on Monday nights. Every Monday night, you're going to get a convention level seminar that's going to be coming right to your DJ and TV, the DJ and TV insiders. What this is basically is going to be a webinar that is a seminar. The same seminars that you're seeing or you're hearing about at these conventions, they're going to be doing these on Monday nights. I've got a list. I think we have like 3 or 4 months already booked out. When I get back after this show, out of respect for the shows, I'm not publicizing this, but we're going to be introducing this the first Monday in April, and we've got a great lineup. I mean, the same people, again, you're seeing over at Mobile Beat and at DJ Expo, they're going to be coming to you on Monday nights, and you don't even have to put pants on. It's going to be like one of those things that Yes, it's going to cost you a couple of bucks. You're going to need to join the DJ and TV Insider area, which is going to cost you a minimum of $10 to be part of that. Your $10 is going to help to bring this educational content across the DJ and TV channels, the Disc Jockey News channels, but it's also going to give you access to that Monday night convention training. For those of you who've been like, hey, I can't travel to a convention. It costs too much. I understand. I've been there. I've done that. I understand completely. For those of you who are like, I don't have the time, family vacation time to take off 3 or 4 days. I can even understand more, because that family time is so precious, and I don't want you to have to eat vacation time up to go to a show if you don't have it. If you have it, you can utilize the time and do it right. Yay, rah, rah. If you can't, I want to bring education to you. Monday night, first Monday night in April will be our very first segment. I don't have exactly who's, you know what? I bet I could check this out because it's all on my calendar. You guys are just going to hang with me here. I'm going to tell you exactly who. I'm going to tease my first month, the April conversations. So, oh, that's not April. That's February. So April 2nd. Jeremy Martirano is going to be our first one, and he's going to be teaching you how to do things with projectors. He's going to be, you've heard him on the show, he's going to be going more in depth on how to utilize that projector to make money in your DJ business. That'll be April 2nd. The second in a convention series Monday night is going to be Mitch Taylor. He's going to be taking you from the pricing question to a meeting. That will be on April 9th. April 16th, Jeremy Breck's going to take you. He's going to take some lights, and he's going to take you on starting a DMX programming system. That's going to be the 16th. 23rd, Dean Carlson is going to be coming in and talking about some of the interaction that makes you different at a wedding, and he's going to be doing that on the 23rd. And then on the 30th of April, there's 5 Mondays in April. Eric Wenning is going to be coming in and talking about how to utilize social media in your business. So this is coming to you starting in April, and we have more beyond that. So I just wanted to give you a shout out on that so you guys can go and kind of make some plans if you want to be part of that and get those links and such to watch those shows. DJandTVinsider.com. Spread that link for me. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so Photobooth Expo, a lot of cool things. You're going to see some of it on Instagram. I've been trying to shoot most of it there. We shot some more things there. That's leading me to another new thing we're going to be introducing here in April, which is a weekly Photobooth Spotlight. I'm going to be doing about a 15-minute show every week with one of the exhibitors who are at Photobooth Expo. So you're going to get to talk to or hear from some of these businesses where I'm going to be able to do a 15-minute interview talking more in depth about what they are and what they do and what they have for products for you to be able to make money in your business. That was pretty much my conversation as I went through today. And it's like, hey, we're going to do this show, and I'd love to have you on it, but what you're going to be talking about is how to utilize what you have at your booth for me as a photo booth owner to make money. If you can't have that conversation, I'm not having you on the show. And people grasp that. It's not about that this is pretty and this is fun. It's like, I need to know how I can make money with your product. So that's going to be coming up in April also. So 2 new things in April for DJ and TV. One is an insider only. One is going to be open to everybody. And we hope to catch you guys with those. So word from Mobile Beat, and a lot of you are probably following it on social media. They're having a lot of fun down there. It looks like they got some great numbers. Congratulations to the guys, Jake and Ryan, for putting together a great show. I'm excited to go down and check it out tomorrow. They've been putting a lot of things into that. Tonight, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Vanilla Ice is going to be in town tonight for their party and such. They had a takeover, PB takeover last night. That the DJ takeover sponsored by PB. There we go. That's what it would have been. And I've heard that they had some fun with that. I saw some video from that, so it looked like it was kind of a fun little time. But it's the education side that people were there for. The room when they had Jason Janai on stage and Randy Bartlett on stage, they've had some great stuff, and people have been really responding well to that. And that's really cool to see, because the education is what's going to make you money. The gear is going to help you do it. But you need to have that education and the sales and marketing and performance to make the money. And then the gear can help you just be a little bit better. It's a tool. So we're kind of excited about getting down there tomorrow and checking out more of what's going on. Jeremy Landby, a lot of you know him from our videos. He's actually been down there shooting today. And if it works out and I can get some time with him tonight, we're going to kind of interview him and find out what he found out today what's new, what's exciting, what we should be on the lookout for. Some of you are watching this before you get to the exhibit hall tomorrow, so that's why I'm hoping that we can maybe catch up with Jeremy a little bit later, and you can see that. So for 2019, the dates have been kind of pseudo-released for these two shows. Photobooth Expo's over there. Mobile Beat's down there, 5 miles that way, quarter mile that way. It looks like, now don't quote me completely on this, but on the Photobooth Expo website, you can register for 2019 for that show. The way it looks, and it's showing on the event ticket, it's showing that kind of it ends at February 27th at 4 p.m., which is a Wednesday. So my thought, if that's accurate and if that's part of it, is that that's the end day. So it's probably going to be looking at 27th, 26th, 25th. So they're going to probably start on Sunday, the 24th of February, and go that route. So it looks like Photobooth Expo is moving into the end of February. Mobile Beat, I'm going to give you, I think I've got the dates here. I'm going to give that to you. Mobile Beat has announced, I think as of today, they announced their 2019 and 2020 dates. And from my understanding, when they introduced their dates, where did it go? I don't have it there. Huh. Well, ain't that just a caution? I thought I had it. I thought I had it all bookmarked and such, but no, I didn't. I don't have that, and it's not there. Mobile Beat's going to be about the same time in March of next year. I think it might be about the 10th or 11th, somewhere in that ballpark. But they have that out at mobilebeatlasvegas.com. You know what? I can actually do that on this computer. So they are not going to be lining up. They intentionally tried to not line up for 2019, which as someone who is a DJ and has some photo booth, that's kind of a decision we're going to have to make. Which way are we going to go? The actual dates for 2000 Mobile Beat 23 is March 11th through the 14th. So that's going to be probably 2 weeks approximately after Photobooth Expo, if Expo is indeed. There we go. There we go. So, Mike, thank you, Mike, for copying. See, I could have just waited until you had it. So, yeah, March 11th through the 14th. Again, I don't know exactly on Photobooth. It kind of looks like, and I haven't talked to Rob about that. I talked to him today for a while, but we didn't talk about dates for 2019. But it looks like they're going to be in two different. I know they're going to be at two different times. They're not going to be overlapping, and where they are and how that's going to all pan out is definitely to be seen. But again, as a DJ, I'm going to have to choose, or I could go to both. But I was flying from Minnesota. That could be a little tough if I'm trying to work that into my budget, because now I've got 2 flights, 2 hotels, to this, to that. I've talked to a DJ from Las Vegas today, and a DJ from Las Vegas. He was saying he didn't like them both lined up because he had to choose. Okay, do I want to go here or I want to go there? He wanted to do both because he's wanting to start a photo booth, but he also wants to improve his DJ business. He knows to improve it, he's got to be at Mobile Beat. And he's a smart man. He knows if he wants to get in the photo booth, he's got to probably be over here. He's a smart man. Now, how does he balance that? Thankfully, this afternoon, Mobile Beat's afternoon schedule kind of quiets down for their seminars, the educational content, so you could come over here, and I think it's happening again tomorrow. So morning at Mobile Beat and over here, and you can walk around. It's a pretty big exhibit hall, so it's going to take some time if you really go through and you are looking for something specific and you want to talk to the software companies, you want to talk to this, that, and the other thing. Next year, you're not going to have that problem. You can hit one or the other. Now, for the people who've been flying in from out of state, coming up from the upper Midwest, I talked to a couple of people from that today, and they loved it because they can go and they could hit educational content. They can zip over here for the afternoon. Then they can go hit educational content tomorrow morning. They can zip over here in the afternoon, and they could hit the exhibit hall at Mobile Beat for a couple of hours, come over here, so you're back and forth. They feel that this is getting the best of both worlds. I haven't talked to anybody who's going from the photo booth that's really photo boothering has gone that way, but I'm sure we're going to run into them. They'll be going there because, let's face it, if I'm a photo booth person and I'm strictly photo booth, there are options and ways to do there's some upsell possibilities that you're going to see on Mobile Beat, whether it's uplighting or games or something. I mean, a company as an example, DJ Trivia is in both places because DJ Trivia could be a great addition to your photo booth business. Uplighting could be a great addition to your photo booth business. There's no lighting in this room. The only lighting is over here at the convention center, but that's another story for another time. If you want to learn about lighting and how you could add up lighting to your photo booth business, you need to be over at Mobile Beat. So there's value to both audiences in both locations. It's just this year they're lined up. Next year they're going to have to make a decision, and hopefully it works out that people can support both shows, because both shows are doing a very nice job and have done a great job of putting on content and exhibit hall space so you can check out the new gear and have some fun and kick some tires when it comes to that gear. Yeah, overlap. It would be at True Music, I think, in an ideal world, is you would have one that starts on, let's say, Photobooth Expo started Sunday afternoon, and they went Monday, Tuesday, and they'll be wrapping up on Wednesday. It'd be ideal if they could somehow, one would end like, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then the next exhibit hall would go from, or the other one would go from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where there would be the time where they wouldn't be overlapping and you could schedule. But from a show producer side, you've got to do what you can do to get people here and to make as much as you possibly can as in this show. Mike mentions, for those of you who are watching this and you're not seeing the chat, Mike mentions partner for one big show. The partnering for one big show, again, I'm looking from the show producer side, because a lot of you may not know, is in the early 2000s, I helped put together some conventions with our local chapter up in Minnesota. And then the Disc Jockey News in our early years was doing conventions from 2000, or start in 2004, 5, 6, and 7. We did major conventions in the middle part of the United States. We did Minneapolis stuff. And then we went in 2006 and went down to Dallas and put on what many regard as one of the best DJ conventions ever in content-wise in 2006. So as a show producer, why we wouldn't combine? Well, you've got a show that is profitable for one side, and you have a show that is profitable for the other. We put them together, and it's not like, let's say, I'm going to use fictitious numbers. Let's say both shows are bringing in $500,000. It's not, it's higher, but I want to give you that number. So both of them are bringing in $500,000. We put them together. They're not going to bring in $1 million. They're going to bring in maybe $600,000. So which one of them takes a loss? Is it this one or that one, or they both do? So in one hand, it's a little tough, because you're asking the company. If you mean from the end user, yeah, that makes sense. Make it one big show. Have a photo booth track. Have a DJ track. Have an exhibit. Stadium. That would make so much sense for us. It'd be great, but it's the dollars and cents. And even some of the vendors, I'm sure they would love to have that. They'd love to have 5,000 to 6,000 people that are in the wedding entertainment industry there at the show. It's just the logistics of that. You had to spend a week in Vegas. That would go over really well with a lot of people's spouses. I mean, oh yeah, honey, I'm going to spend the whole week in Vegas. Yeah, sometimes getting 3 days away to be in Vegas is about the best you could ask for. But it's an educational experience down here when it comes to this. For those of you who've never been here, Vegas, when I come to this show, we bought the airfare early, and this is a tough time of the year because airfare is a little more expensive because it's spring break out of Minneapolis. There were families all around us that were headed south, so the airfare is a little bit more. Lori and I got really lucky and booked our airfare probably 2 months ago, maybe even longer than that ago, and we got a really good deal on it. So we got round trip out of Minneapolis around $300. Typically, in February, we paid as low as $169 round trip, which would be much better. So we've got $300 for 2 of us to fly down. And in a hotel, you can stay in a budget hotel. I'm done with those days because I've been in the budget hotel, Circus Circuits, if you've ever stayed there. It's a smelly old hotel, and the rooms, the walls are so paper thin. So I get to hear everything that's going on. I can hear the TV on in the next room. And the Tropicana's a nice, and you can spend the money to get to a nice room. The Westgate is a nice place if you spend the money to get to a nice room. It's just that I'm not completely sure I'll get a good room every time. Drax is one who said that, I've gotten a good room each time I've been at the Westgate. It's like, yay for you. Lori and I have had some experiences at Westgate where they've been fabulous, and a couple of times where it's like, yeah, and the internet sucks over there. Just reality. Sorry, Westgate. Over here where we're at, it's a nicer room. It costs, in this particular year, probably about $50 more a night, but it's quiet. good internet connection. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this. And we can enjoy a decent night's sleep. And there's breakfast too, but that's nothing. So in our case, if you've got 4 nights in a hotel at $150 a night, there's $600 in a hotel. So now we've got $1,200 in the show for 2 of us. And then to eat in Vegas, if you're going to be eating out and all, you're figuring at least $25 a person per meal. Well, they have breakfast here at the hotel, and then if we're figuring, maybe let's call it $10 for lunch if we have a burger, $25 for supper time. So we have $50, $70 a day for food, and then of course there's going to be beverages, which will probably be another $10 minimum a day. So we have about $100 into food and drink for the day. So that's $400 there. Then parking. So by the time we get done, we've got under $2,000 for Lori and I to get to a convention, and that would be with passes purchased early enough in the sequence, maybe around that $2,000, maybe a hair above it, but in that ballpark range. If you break that down, $2,000, you divide that up into 50 weeks. If I would just make a weekly donation to the convention fund, I'm talking $40 a week. I can almost find $40 a week from my gigs to just take a little here, take a little there. And then I have I've got the show paid for, and I'm good to go for next year. It doesn't take that much. If a single person, you could basically, kind of cut that down, and maybe I could do it with $25 a week. Obviously, the hotel room in that case is going to be the same. Or I might choose that I'm okay with a $39 a night room, which is what some of them are. $79 is very common with most of the hotels. I could go that route. There's just a lot of variables, but if you can budget for it, it's worth it. You'll get your $2,000 out of it. Just in learning about what's at the Photobooth Expo and some of the gear, and making a more informed purchase decision if you're going to get into that, or ways in which to use some of the things to make money in my business. There was things over there that I picked up and learned today, just in the exhibit hall, that will down the road pay back then all the money that I put into coming down here. Even though we came down for the Disc Jockey News, I'm still John, the DJ, also thinking, and John, the photo booth person, as I'm over there. So, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see the two shows become one. It's just the reality of the situation. I'm just continually wonder, as I even see some of these other trade shows, of how much longer these trade shows are going to be solvent to be able to continue going forward. I mean, they're doing a nice job right now, and they're able to continue to fill that need and niche. But when are the people basically going to say, you know what, we don't need these things? I hope it's a long ways down the road, because this is a great time for me to see friends. A lot of you who watch this later, you're coming up and saying, hey, John, we watched the videos. It's great to meet you finally in person. Yay, thank you. I appreciate that. It's great to hear and shake your hands and get to meet you face to face, because it obviously doesn't happen too well online. But if the conventions go away, we won't have this. And then all we're going to do is have our DJ hangouts where we can see our little webcams of each other. And that's still nice, don't get me wrong. But it's a little bit different when we can go and shake hands and go over and have a coffee and talk shop for a little bit, which was kind of a cool thing. Yeah. So plan, start next week, with your next paychecks, come in from Saturday, and just take a little bit. And maybe at this time of the year, it's only $10 you're taking out of your weekend event. Put $10 aside, and then on a good weekend, put 20. Or maybe you get tipped and you put, take that extra tip and add that to the account. So that way, come next year, you should have a nice little nest egg, and you should be able to, by fall, when they put out their ticket prices, you should be able to buy your ticket. Then by Christmas, you should be able to buy your airfare. And then by somewhere in January, you should have the money to buy your hotel. Then the last little stretch, that will be your money for buying food when you're down here. And it can work out. And it doesn't take a big chunk of change all at once. Just a little bit as you go along will help get you there. So anyway, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do I rent a car? Uber killed car rental. I mean, we've been Ubering from the airport to here was $15. Cab ride's $30. Ubering from here to downtown was $12. Ubering back here was $10. I can't rent a car because tomorrow we'll have to decide if we're going to take the tram or if we're going to Uber. But Ubering down there is going to be $12. So I don't even know if I would ever rent a car again. You get to meet different people in Uber. I mean, last night, our Uber rider who coming back from the Fremont experience, which some of you saw some of the images and such from that Fremont area, So our driver was an Elvis impersonator who does weddings here on the Strip at some of these different little chapels, the Elvis chapels. So he's got the big sideburns and kind of a goofy looking thing. And his question was, so did you check out that new, whatever, some green, Nutra Green or something like that place? It's about a mile east of here. It's like, well, no, why would I check that out? What do they have? Oh, it's where you can go buy your pot, man. It's a great place. Okay. Yes, because as you all know, I spend a lot of time doing things with pot. Yeah. Okay. How is it far from the airport to the hotel to the Tropicana? It's very, very close. You basically come out and the airport dumps you on Las Vegas Boulevard, and then you go down. It's not walking distance. It's probably driving. It's probably going to be about 3-4 miles, maybe somewhere 4 or 5. It's just that there's a lot of snaking around and such. So it's absolutely no walking capable. But Uber, gosh, I would have to talk to somebody who Ubered from there. I bet it can't be more than $10 to go from the airport there. We're on the north end because we're up by the convention center where the Westgate and the Photobooth Expo. So that's why it was more to get up here. But it's really, Tropicana is really close. And it looks like that's where Mobile Beat's going to be for the next couple of years. Oh, you can already buy next year's pass. Trude, did you see what the, I didn't see that 69. Did you see what the dates were for next year's Photobooth Expo? Because yeah, generally this is the time to buy the passes because they're gonna offer them for just an incredible price. Like as Trude mentioned, $69. The only thing I saw, if you go to photoboothexpo.com, and I was doing some searching, and you can go, if you click the register button, that takes you to their page that has that you can buy PBX 2019. And I bet if you use that PBX show 2019 code with that, that's when you get the that discount. And that showed that the things were going to be February 27th, that Wednesday. And again, that's wrap up day for them. So that's what I'm guessing that one is. Yeah. So you're seeing the same thing I am. So we'll know more by next week. I'm sure that Rob's going to be announcing it tomorrow. Generally the last day, I think, is when they do that. They announce that, and then they want to push people to buy their passes and get them locked in. And again, the content, for those of you who are kind of debating which one to go, both are going to give you really good content. One's going to be maybe more geared towards the photo booth side, but I was talking to people today, and they were coordinators and things that picked up some great ideas in social media from the Photobooth Expo, and they're picking up other ideas that were pertaining to their business more than just the photo booth business. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. You just have to decide which one. How early can you get the Mobile Beat passes? I'm guessing Mobile Beat typically does the same thing. Thursday is when they would open up buying passes for next year. As soon as they do, we'll be announced. I'll make an announcement on that also, whether it be an Instagram thing or a video, one way or the other. But yeah, they like to let you know right away because as a show promoter, I've got people who are excited because they came to this year's show and they're all fired up. And what's the first thing they want to do is they want to be like, oh my gosh, I want to have this experience next year. And if I can tell them, well, you can save and you can buy today, they're going to buy. And if I have 100 people, let's say I'm charging $100 for a pass, and 100 people buy it, well, now I have got a good chunk of seed money for 2019. So as a show promoter, it's a really great way to get the ball rolling for the next year and to get people already talking about what a show, hey, I'm going to be going to Vegas next year. Are you? They'll start that conversation. So as a show promoter, it's a great way to get that concept and that process going. Yeah, you guys are very welcome. Thank you guys for being with me. I'm going to wrap things up here, and then I'm hoping that the rest of my crew will be back here in a little bit. I've had 2 quiet nights to broadcast from the hotel room. This is pretty cool. And then tomorrow we will, just as I say something, that's when they come walking in. And then tomorrow we'll be at Mobile Beat, and we'll be doing our show from any kind of things and such. I'll be doing those right from the Mobile Beat show. I want to do some streaming down there so you guys can see what's going on. Again, Jeremy did a lot of video today, but I'll be doing some quick hitters so you guys can check that out. And Jeremy, I think, put a couple of things on Instagram today, and you can check those out. So once again, thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful evening. And next week we'll be back with our full DJ and TV programming because this week everyone's here and we just got a lot of stuff going on. Good night, everybody.